web-based business. We are a web-based business, but we took time and spent the money to put this together because I still think this is the way a lot of people get it best. They get it best having something in their hands that they can look at. You know, all of you in this room probably had a computer with you, or it's a smartphone, and you couldn't see all this. But I want to posit that it's a nice thing still to have a piece.
But do you think we will disappear?
I think not in the next 10 years. I think not in the next 20 years even. And I think the reason being is that the internet is vast and too much information is available, and it's very difficult to get something like this where everything is compiled in one place. And then it sends you to other resources specifically for the area of interest that you have. So to have something in your hands, especially when you check into a hotel and there are several brochures on the table, say Chimpton Eco Lodge that has a relationship or a partnership with a local tour, a local taxi company, a local restaurant, whatever it may be, to have those resources there on the table, especially in areas that don't get the internet necessarily, is very valuable, very much still appreciated.
That's the first thing we did. We were talking as we picked up some brochures, and sure enough, we're going to end up taking a tour of one because it just was the easiest way for us to connect here in Korea where we don't speak the language. We went with that one thing that was in English that we could land on. Third-party promotion, online directories, guidebooks, newspapers, magazines. Definitely getting in touch with the guides, getting in touch with the big guidebooks. It's essential because so many people really like to use that methodology. Online and print directories, places where people can deposit information and perhaps curate it. EcoGo is a site like that. It's a place where people go because they have a certain way they want to look at it, and it may be the way that works for their property. Working with tour operators and attending trade shows. I think trade shows, if you're careful how you do them and you take the right collaterals, can be very effective. Word of mouth. Who was talking about word of mouth? Yeah. Word of mouth. I mean, it's simply the best. It's the best. So what do you do to make that really work for you? I think one thing you can do is help the people who are coming to take away ideas and to take away collateral. Maybe it's just hard to have the famous recipe from wherever it is, and they can in turn pass that on to other people or put it up on their site, or they can put it on their Facebook. People, all those things that draw people in, cultural, historical, all of those things you're talking about, all of those things can become reasons for folks to talk about your place to other people. And the more you can do to reinforce that, the better. Finally, partnering with local stakeholders in related businesses. So everybody in the tourism area working together in sync, even though they're competitors, to at least help get the word out. So if somebody is going somewhere, empowering them to speak with the group, making a brochure, for example, or a website that anyone who's out in the world from your area can point to and say, oh yeah, I'm from this area, here's my card, go to that website. And you'll see there's so many things to do. Oh yeah, we have that too. Oh yeah, we have that too. So that it really becomes real value. And strength is in numbers. So those are really good ways to promote anything in the world of tourism. Finally, the eco-culture, providing the travelers eco-cultural opportunities when they're at the property. What does that mean? A lot of ways to visitors get involved in local culture, ongoing conservation efforts, community development projects, etc. We're just talking about that. We're talking about volunteer tourism. People spend their time visiting their room, and they count the numbers of times that are 80 or 80. Hey, that's fantastic. It makes me feel like they've actually done something good for the world. Having that type of activity, volunteer projects, so fantastic. Secure donation programs where you donate and Los Rios Eco Lodge Wildlife Preserve in Costa Rica is a volunteer reforestation program. There's local school tours, visit with children and share, continue their songs, stories, etc. Football matches with lodge employees, and overnight camping in the national park. Those are all pretty rich experiences that really people have something to talk about when they go home. Black Sheep Inn Eco Lodge in Ecuador. Local volunteer opportunities in schools, hospitals, and donation centers. Donate to the local community fund. Pack box and bring items for community donations. I love that. Hike native guides. Visit and support local markets. Craft workshops and support local artists. Creating tours for art collectors like those in Teal Islands and Art and Land. Great idea. If you're in a country where art is huge, and I've never seen an art tour to Jamaica, but Jamaica is full of incredible artists. Are there art tours? That'd be great. I'd like to see that because it's a country with such a really rich artistic endeavors. Camp Denali, this is a really interesting property. It's in a national park. It's in a park that's hard to get into. You aren't guaranteed to see any animals. Yet they've had a really rich experience. People hike with the naturalist guides. The guides are trained, providing learning and hiking adventures to explore the tundra and tide habitats located right outside. They have wildlife viewing, fishing, natural history exhibit, canoeing, blueberry picking and cooking, bicycling, plant and insect viewing. I love that area. So very, very cool.
That's inside the national park.
It's inside the national park. We can only go into that park for certain periods.
Who runs that?
Pardon?
Who runs the animal?
The Camp Denali was started by a lady who was a homesteader there, and she had a little tiny place, and then she had children, and they had friends who wanted to come, and slowly they built up a very small lodge. And that's how it was established. The accommodations were very, very well expensive. People love it, and people spend very good money to go there to find it. What have we not talked about here that we'd like to talk about? Someone like to bring up, touch on?
I think the one thing that I would want to add about the donation programs and the invitation about a little bit about the Philippines and problems with transparency. Having, as a lodging property or as a park director, compiling and doing research about where people can donate money. Because transparency can be an issue to other people, doing the research yourself and then having your own type of certification or designation for programs that have proved it by doing the action themselves. So you can research the program. You can show just by showing what the program has done in the past and communicating that to your visitor and saying, this program I trust personally as a property owner. This program I trust. And not mentioning the ones that you don't trust, but just highlighting the ones that you do. And providing visitors with safe options that you feel are good enough. And if your tourists trust you enough to come stay, please chances are they don't trust you enough to take your word about these donation programs.
I just want to add something about the donations. I think having ecotourism tour target group communities would actually be enough and better and more sustainable than the donation process. Because donation process will end up with people waiting for more donations without them. And there's a quote, I think, of teaching the fishermen how to fish rather than giving him everyday fishes. So I think, actually I'm totally against this. For example, in our NGO, the Arab Group for the Protection of Nature, because Jordan is next to Palestine. Jordan
There's a really good executive session that is happening over in the main hall from 5 to 6:30. And there are buses that are coming now, so they let us know that any of our sessions earlier that they were prepared to take people now to hear those people to hear that session. So I'm let me know that. I personally would also like to hear this session.
It's the World Leaders Dialogue on question, can nature save us?
Can nature save us?
I believe that's the one that's out.
It's the first one. I think it's going to be a very seminal talk, so there's at least time to catch a part of it. So I'll have this in my very lousy Korean, but I'm going to try again. So thank you, and I hope this session will give you many ideas to take home. 감사합니다. 저는 이 세션이 당신 앞에 많은 정보를 주길 바랍니다. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure meeting you all, and I really enjoyed the session.
So I think this one around, if anyone did not get the chance to sign on,
email, we'd like to just share with you the presentation, email, send you to the website, so that you can have access to all the resources, all the articles, all the juicy details.
If anyone has a card they'd like to leave us with, that'd be great too. Also, properties, we want to add properties to this database. We want this to be the database, that's the idea of the properties worldwide. So we have this someone in your area, let us know about it. That would be great.
I'm just going to give you the initials are RSC, which is the Royal Society for the Conservation of Nature. Under it, you will find all the tourism tools that you can take.
The battery is still on, or you use the power.
Forests and pollution.
rscm.org or
RSC.
Jordan. Anyone else have an idea of this? With our country or website we should go to find more properties?